Windows just loves changing my default audio devices at the moment. Every time I reboot my computer, it's like, oh, I'm changing the default mic to non-existent audio device. It's doing that every time. Thanks, Windows 11, you big sloppy piece of shit. But not as big as a shit. It's not as big as a piece of shit as GTA Definitive Edition on the Switch. Hello. Okay, so I did a stream the other day with Daniel on Daniel's stream on the trilogy, the Definitive Edition, which I'm going to put in big inverted commas. We were playing on the Switch, and it was in handheld mode. It was in docked mode because we were playing it docked. However, the performance in handheld mode versus docked mode is massive. Yeah, huge. Most games, it's like, oh, it ups the resolution and it might run a bit more stably. But for the most part, most games run, you know, they feel similarly enough in handheld mode versus docked mode. The difference is never night and day. Well, it is with the Definitive Edition, in inverted commas. Also, Quietly Robinson. It's going to appear again. 14 twiddlers. Anyway, I'm just going to have to get this out of the way right now. Because I'm doing the handheld version of the Switch version, not the docked version, and I haven't cracked my Switch, which I might want to, I have pointed a webcam at my Switch screen, which I've done the best I can, but the best I can with that is... So, let's see. It's that button. Wow. Okay, on the map it looks bad, but I've done my best to color match it for the actual game. I know it looks a bit blurry, and you can see the pixels a bit, and it's got a bit of grain to it, but this is just to demonstrate the performance. Because, yeah, any screen tearing you see is the webcam, not the game. Anything else, any frame hitching, any frame drops, is the handheld version of the game. Right? And there's also no sound. Oh, like that! I'm not even outside! I'm in the fucking house! Ooh! I'm in the house. I'm just in CJ's house. Literally. And then the other version I have, which actually, you know what? Before I put it in, I'm going to show you what I consider to be the definitive edition of GTA San Andreas, which is... Oh, it's completely out. Oh, it's completely out of exposure. But it's the Xbox version. The Xbox version, the original Xbox version, because it has enhancements over the PlayStation version because the Xbox is a bit more powerful. Notably, on GTA 3, the Xbox version of GTA 3 versus the PS2 version, the Xbox version, they redid all the character models for the Xbox version and gave everyone fingers, like proper fingers, and they added more reflections and stuff on the Xbox version versus the PS2 version. And I consider, and they didn't go as far with the San Andreas version, but it's fancy graphics versus the original, but still the original. And it has all the original songs, is the point. Anyway, look, this is shit. I've been playing this a bit. I kept playing it because, oh my god, there's so many bugs. I'm having a terrible time playing it, and also a great time because it's shit. But it's fascinatingly shit. So there's this version, and then there's womp 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 womp. The Xbox version, which, you know, is muted currently. Let's unmute that. I have to play both of these, by the way. I'm having to play both these through the Elgato, there it is. I have to play both these through the OBS window. So I don't think Dan hates the OLED Switch. Dan just is indifferent to the OLED Switch. I like the OLED Switch. And yeah, it's a Switch OLED. I mean, it won't make a difference with this thing. As Dan said, yeah, the Xbox version added a full skeleton system. I don't know if it was the same for GTA 3 over for Vice City and San Andreas, but I know it was for 3. Yeah, it's different. G-Mite, Who Let You On Tuesday, suppose it's the same game. The Xbox version's great because it runs just as well as the PS2 version, but has better models and better reflections. Which, excellent. And right, the load times are shit, but they're about as good as the Switch. So, right. Also, the Xbox controller is better than the PS2 controller, and I will die on that hill. It's the original Xbox. I said the Xbox version. No, I'd say the 360 version. If about 360, why? I'm not going to say the 360 version. Because the 360 version is a mobile port, also done by Grove Street Games. This is the best version of San Andreas that was actually made by Rockstar. Because every other version, the Xbox 360 versions, the mobile versions, the new definitive versions, all of them were done by Grove Street Games, and all of them are shit. So, like, the also apparently, what's my save? I have a save already. Can we get on? Get on. That's CJ talking to himself in the Switch version, which I'm going to pause. So it's running a battery power, so there's a time limit for this. It's not crashed, it's just, there we go. Here's the original Xbox version. Wow. Inverted camera. Also, can we just... Hey, actually, here's a quick comparison. Oh my god, Siri's talking to me. Right, this is the map screen for the original. And then, whomp. This is the map screen for the new one. Which is a bit more GTA... Sorry, I don't know why. The options menu is really overexposed versus the game, which is normally exposed. I don't know why that is. What's the raid look like in the original? Well, we'll test, won't we? This is the test. This is the test. So, get on. Fuck off. What's that? What's that? Get on. Oh. So one of the confusing things about the original on the Xbox is because RT was the go forward button. So you have to tap RT to go really fast. Like the trigger, you have to tap in the trigger. Because they didn't have different bindings for bikes versus normal cars, even though it's the same situation. Oh, look! Look at that stable frame rate. Genuinely, this runs at a much more stable frame rate on the original Xbox versus the Switch. The Switch! Look at my...
Grove Street. Home. At least it was before I fucked everything up.
I'm not gonna do anything else. We're just gonna go from here. Because this is the point, right? John's here as well. Look. Why would you... John, it's one of the best games I've made. Why is this a good thing? And they haven't ruined it. They have... Actually, I was going to say they haven't done anything to the original version. They have. They removed them from sale. So, let's go to the Switch version. Womp. Also, by the way, I've got big muscly CJ, and he looks ridiculous. In this version. Again, I can't do anything about the quality. We'll just... Oh, there are cheats on Switch, but they've disabled a bunch of them. Most notably, they disabled the Invincible cheat, weirdly. Most other cheats are there, aside from the Invincible cheat. Right, so. The colors aren't right. This is just to illustrate performance more than anything. I mean, you can see the shadows and stuff like that, but the colors aren't right, and obviously the resolution's a bit off and wonky, but the performance is where I'm talking about, and you can see the draw distance and stuff with this one. Like, to the Switch version, I'm going to drive. Any frame hitching is the game. Let's drive, shall we? Let's just drive fast. Let's go onto the highway. Oh my god, it's already dropping for... Oh my god. So, you'll notice the frame rate is... shit. Like, it's barely hitting 30. It's dropping. Digital Foundry noted that GTA 3 on the Switch in handheld mode drops to lower than 19 FPS regularly. And San Andreas feels like it drops even lower. And also, yes, that is Tiny Matt Chiliad in the different distance because there it is. Because it's always loaded at all times. I haven't been playing GTA 3 really much at all, Kubi. I've been trying San Andreas because San Andreas is the game I know the most. It's the game I'm most familiar with. It's one of my favorite games of all. It is my favorite game of all time. This and New Vegas are my favorite games of all time. Like, the performance is shockingly bad on Switch in handheld mode. Like, absolutely abhorrent. And draw distance is inconsistent because they're like, oh, we're going to have the entire world loaded in at once, but cars are going to draw in 2 fucking inches in front of you. Wait, you can see Chillard? Yeah, because the entire... There, look, it's right there. That's it, that bit of rock there. Because they load the entire map in all at once. Oh, Kubi, they're not all the same. Well, they're not all the same engine. Well, they are the same engine, but they're all different games. So, I don't know. I've had like glitches on one car. I don't know. Oh, yeah, that's why I got hide. So, actually, wait, let's... God, literally, the performance in handheld mode is so shit. When we were running it in docked mode at Daniels, it was a lot more stable. The frame rate was still chugging under 30 a lot, but it was way more stable in handheld. Like, you can just see. I know that the fucking webcam's not making... Oh, see, you can just see it go... There. That's not the webcam. That's the game. Just shitting itself. Flying in handheld mode. Well, flying in handheld mode... Oh, God. Let's go back to Grove Street. I'm going to go back to Grove Street. Let's do a similar... That's 20 ago. But this is the thing. Because LA, like, this is the thing. Everyone's like, oh, you can't expect. LA Noire runs great on the Switch. There's already a Rockstar Open World game on the Switch that's much newer, and it runs great. So. Okay, that's the original Xbox version. It's a heat haze. Look at that heat haze. Okay, so notably, because I watched the Digital Foundry breakdown of GTA 3 today, and they made a really interesting point that the new versions get rid of a lot of stylistic choices the originals had. GTA 3 has like a sort of blue filter over everything, and it sometimes does a really stylized sort of animation style. And it adds a lot of these little bits of very specific art style, and even stuff like San Andreas. We can see there's that bit of heat haze. There's that bit of heat haze that you can see. Just there's a little bit of wiggly heat haze. There's not present on the new one. So now, obviously, in this one, you cannot see something I like about the. Okay, well, let's address. They're beefing me, even though one of the. It's fine. If I go to the current version, current version, Jesus. Let's. Oh God, the frame rate. So something I enjoy to a certain level. I like being able to see those buildings. I like being able to see those buildings. Genuinely, I wish, right, they would have, the draw distance, I like the increased draw distance to a point. If they could keep each city in its own little draw area, that'd be fine. Because I like being able to see the buildings of Los Santos in Los Santos. And I like being able to see the buildings of San Fierro in San Fierro and the buildings of Las Venturas in Las Venturas. The problem is you can see the buildings of every other city from every other city. And you can see Mount Chiliad literally right there. You can see Mount Chiliad from fucking Grove Street. Versus the new one. Ah, that's the wrong button. Oopsies. That one. Where you obviously can't see the city. Because the draw distance is tiny. But you can see this one's a lot more stylized. Can you stand on top of Mount Chiliad and see everything? Oh, you can stand on top of the Maze Bank and see everything. Actually, let's show that off, shall we? Is that game too loud? I don't know what I hope the game's not too loud. Let's cycle over to the Maze Bank building with this genuinely beautiful frame rate. This lovely, smooth, very nice frame rate. Delightful. We're having a nice time. Look at this nice, smooth, stable frame rate. Yummy, yummy, yum, yum. Yummy, delicious frame rate. Smooth compared to the fucking Switch, Daniel. Smooth compared to the fucking Switch. Right. And stylized as well. Nice heat haze. It feels distinct. Quiet. We're going to ignore that build. There it is. See, I excuse this game for doing a lot of shit because, well, it's a 20-year-old game. We're going to add a very old piece of hardware. And yeah, Daniel's made a point. Yeah, you can hit 60. The only way to hit 60 in GTA 3 is to play the PS4 Pro version on the PS5 in performance mode. Not the PS5 version in performance mode. No. The PS4 version in performance mode. Come on, man, move. I forgot. Hang on. Where the fuck am I? This is one advantage of the increased draw distance. Is it a bit easier to navigate? Oh, it's right there. Right. It's literally right there. Yeah. All right. Let's go to the top of the maze. Can I even get to the top of the Maze Bank building before I've completed the very first mission? I don't know. Ow. Oh, whatever. Yeah. Oh yeah, obviously everything's broken. Honestly, I tweeted the Digital Foundry thing of GTA 3 earlier. Oh, I can. I'd recommend watching it. It's a fascinating watch. Because it goes into performance, but also stylistic changes and everything, and it compares every version. Because they determined there were about 13 different versions of the game. There's the handheld Switch version, the normal Switch version, PS5 performance, PS5 quality, PS4 Pro performance, PS4 performance, PS4 Pro quality, PS4, Xbox One X, Xbox Series S performance, Xbox Series S quality, Xbox Series X quality, Xbox Series X performance, PC, all the PC variations. Okay, so look, this is the top of the Maze Bank building. You can't see very far. The draw distance is tiny. The world feels massive. Let's go to the same place on the current version, shall we? Let's go to the same place in the current version. It's just... Oh, thanks, Metal Duck. Right, let's go to the same place. We can see exactly where it is. I mean, I like that. You know what? A good change would have been for them to just add, increase the draw distance, but maybe just add fog in between each of the areas to keep them separated. So, because I shouldn't be able to see Chiliad, but it's nice being able to see the Maze Bank Tower, I will say. Oh god, that frame rate, Jesus Christ! And that's the thing. This frame rate is the worst thing about this version. Like on top of all the stylistic changes and the bugs and everything, the frame rate is the absolute. How the fuck is this running? And I need to point out, I think what was it? That the Switch version in handheld mode runs at something pathetic, like 560p, and in doctor mode, it doesn't even run at 720. It runs at like 640p or something, and it still can't hit 30. Like what the fuck? Yeah, like GTA 5. Yeah, like GTA 5. Oh well, so here's the Maze Bank Tower. Let's go to the top of it in the definitive version. Let's go up, and what do we see? Oh, it's the entire fucking map. Ruins the illusion a bit, doesn't it? You just see the entire map. It's all there. And yeah, you can see the square edge of the map. And there's Las Venturas, there's Mount Chiliad, there's San Fierro. Because the map is fucking tiny. Yeah. I don't know why that one fades and that one doesn't. Why does... Oh, whatever. There is a slight windiness to the new one, but it doesn't have the same sort of thing. And you still got the heat haze. Let's fly a plane, shall we? Okay, this is the perfect place. YYXBALL, up, down, up, down, up. There it is, right? And let's go to the Switch version. YYXB... Oh, wait, let's do it slightly differently, because the Switch D-pad's tiny. YYXBALL, up, down, up. There it is. Right. Beautiful. So, Switch version. Oh, God, I hate that. So, let's turn the radio off. You'll notice there's controls on the screen at all time. And in the Hydra, there's a button. There's a toggle there. Jet mode or hover mode. I'm either in jet mode, or I press the button, and now... I was in hover mode, and now look, the things were automatically vectored. And my landing gear went up by itself, and now I'm flying forwards. Oh, and this is where the performance gets really, really abhorrent. You thought it was abhorrent before? Wow, just you wait. Just you wait. Oh. 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 Let's fly. Oh. You can count the frame. Oh, there. Yeah, there's a lot of, even though they keep everything loaded in, there's like a lot of LOD textures, which are just horrifically bad. It looks like, oh. Yeah, oh, there we go. Took a second there. Was the Hydro this slow? Yes! Because the world is tiny. The world is tiny, and it made it feel really big. Everything about GTA San Andreas was a very intentional design decision. Look at that. Look at those frame fucking... No, yeah, it's not Twitch buffering. This is how the game is running on the Switch in handheld mode. Oh, look, oh, the reflections, the bug now. Oh, you can see you can see the Hydra's wing reflected in the water up there because the screen space reflections are awful. Awful. Absolutely abhorrent. Absolutely abhorrent. Absolutely abhorrent. Like this game made me fall in love with flying. Why did I buy this? To do this exact test. Oh look, my landing gear just came down automatically because the definitive edition, it came down automatically again, and it's went back up again because the definitive edition doesn't trust me to put my landing gear down. Oh, it's went up and down again. It's frozen. Oh, there we go. Isn't this fucking atrocious? Isn't this absolutely fucking atrocious? Oh, frozen again, and there we go. Let's dive under this bridge if I can. Nope. Nope. Oh, there's some blood on the screen. Right, let's try the Xbox version. Now, there's no controls on the screen. I'm going to turn the volume down a bit as well. Right. There's no controls on the screen. And the thrust nozzles are vectored. So I control them with the right analog stick. See, I can have them half vectored like that. So I'm half between forward and hover mode. So I have exact control of how I want to control myself. Which is amazing in this. See, look, I can just have it like that. It's not either fully forward or fully back. I turn the radio off on the Switch because I don't have it tuned in. And look, the fucking landing gear is still out because it trusts me to fucking toggle it in and out myself. I'm not a fucking idiot. Right. Let's have a fly around in this game. Ah, Freebird's playing. Excellent. Let's do a similar route. I want to point out, by the way, obviously on the original version, I can't look up and down in the Hydra because that's controlling the right analog stick up and down is controlling the vectoring. Yet on the Switch version, even though it's not controlling the vectoring, you still can't look up and down in the Hydra because they didn't bother. Yeah, I'm traveling at the same speed as I did earlier. It's just the world feels bigger because of the draw distance. I think increasing the draw distance is a good idea for a remaster, but you have to replicate the intentionality of the world design somehow. Like that tree draw distance is terrible. Look, it's not hitched once, has it? Stable frame rate. Oh yeah, it's running at a better frame rate. It's running at a more stable frame rate, yeah. Like the biggest problem I always have with San Andreas in the Xbox and the PS2 is that, and look, the low LED versions of everything are nicer as well. They're not as distracting. They're not all wobbly. The biggest problem with San Andreas, the PS2 and the Xbox is that trees are the less thing to load in. So you can be flying through a bit where you're like, oh, this bit's perfectly safe. There's nothing here. There's nothing I can hit. Oh, it's all completely safe. Oh, that's a completely safe way to fly through. And a tree you might hit an invisible tree. Which I'm probably going to in a sec. Oh no, I'm over water. Fine. Oh, nice stable frame rate. Granted, the draw distance is low, but honestly, I think it looks better. I don't like the tree draw distance being so low, but I think it looks better. And I can actually control myself properly in this as well. Because the game trusts me to fly my plane. And control myself properly. And I can vector my engines appropriately. Which is important, because sometimes in this game, you want to be hovering, but you want to be going forward a little bit as well. You don't want to go completely forward, but you want to have a bit more forward thrust. See, like now, I'm half cocked. You see, my thrust nozzles are at half forward. So I'm in hover mode, but I'm going forward a bit, and you see I'm dropping out of the sky because I don't have enough upwards thrust. That manual control in San Andreas is what honestly made me fall in love with flying. Because of this fine... And you notice, the landing gear isn't going in and out. Ah! And yeah, the cloud cover is very low as well. Everything is enhanced. The game feels big. You can see how many clouds there are. Look, there's these big, rich clouds, this low fog cover. There's a heat haze on everything. Clouds in the distance, it's foggy. Like, I think this game is fantastic. Like, everything about San Andreas, I love, because there's a lot of it, like, it's got a lot of tech limitations, but it uses all those tech limitations in a very distinct, specific way. It isn't just... Oh, God. Oh, okay, here's a fun one to test. See, look at that, right? See how my back elevator there, is floppy. Because it's shot, and you see I'm smoking, and that back left elevator there, you see it's wiggling, because it's like off its hinges a bit. See? And I'm out of control, because my back left elevator is damaged. And I'm smoking from my back left elevator, because it's damaged, and it's wobbling. See? Let's go into the Switch version, shall we? Let's have a look at the Switch version, and do the same thing on that. I'm not in a mission. Oh, no, it just crashed briefly, it's fine. Oh, it's brought me back here. I wasn't in a mission. I don't think I was in a mission. Or was I in a mission? Fine, whatever. Fine. Right. I'm just gonna... I could put this in dock mode to show it off a bit better, but I want to show the terrible performance of the handheld mode. It's very important. Right, so... Oh, my landing... Oh, no! So what happened there is I went up, the plane automatically switched itself into forward flight mode, and then it fucking pulled up the landing gear by itself, which meant when I plowed back into the floor there, my landing gear was down. So that's good. I've already fucking damaged... It's literally damaged already because they just decided to do a bunch of stuff without me telling it to. Love that. Well, let's try again because this has undermined the test. By just illustrating the problem with this version immediately. And again, I hate the controls on the screen all the time. Let's try that again. Fuck me. Jesus Christ, right. Right, down. There we go. And let's wait this time, because sometimes it switches to jet mode and sometimes it switches to hover mode automatically. That time it is not switched automatically to jet mode. It's just stayed in hover mode. Sometimes it doesn't, sometimes it doesn't. It seems to be completely fucking random. And I'm not going to touch anything. Are the wheels going to come up themselves this time? Oh, yep, the second I start turning my rudder, they went up. Okay. So I didn't pull the wheels up that time, and I press a single button, and the nozzles go forward on their own, and then I'm going forward. Oh my god, the frame rate. Right, so... Jesus Christ. The frame the tearing, the frame tears are the webcam, but the frame rate is the game. Oh, geez, I hate that. Right, so let's do a similar route, and let's get shot again. Let's get an enemy Hydra on a tail, get shot again. Jesus fucking Christ. Oh, fucking hell. Oh, yep, that's just for... Yep, oh, there we go. Oh, there we go. Right. It's fucking awful. It's fucking awful. Right. Honestly, the reason it looks so undistinct is because they've used all the default Unreal shit. Okay, so the enemy jet is coming after me. They're a bit less aggressive than they were in the original, the jets. In the new version, I'm able to just fly around and not really get shot down. Whereas in the other version, it's kind of really difficult to not get to, like, stay alive. Yeah, this is built on Unreal 5. They've ported it to Unreal 5. They ported the mobile versions to Unreal 5. And that's why all the reflections and the shadows and stuff are default Unreal. Where the fuck is this enemy jet? It's over there. Shoot me! No, it's Unreal 5. It's Unreal 5. I've said it's Unreal 5. It's Unreal 4. I swear they said it was Unreal 5. Well. Hello? Okay, I'm not gonna thrust forward. I've literally got my fingers off the thrust now. Oh god, look at that. Look at that fucking low LOD. That's default Unreal LOD. Oh, there it comes in. There it comes in. Oh, there it is. My building's not loaded. Oh, there we go. I haven't been shot out the sky yet. I haven't even had a missile shot at me. I was supposed to be illustrating the damage model, because it's worse. But, I haven't been shot, so... Oh, my wheels just came down themselves? Why would you take the game known for its... I'm not... Oh, there we go. There we go. So there we go. Right, so... Right. I'm not damaged yet, but I have been shot. You saw the fire was in a different place there. I was on fire. Come on, shoot me! I'm not damaged yet. Because I still have proper full control. Hello? Hello? Oh, fuck me. Hang on. I'm gonna hover. I'm gonna hover in place. You know what? I think Microsoft Flight Simulator can run better on Switch. Oh. Oh, yeah, there we go. Fires appeared under the jet. Am I damaged yet? And there's a reason I have to fly forward to check if I'm damaged, because, you know those floppy control surfaces that are on the original? They're not in the Switch version? I don't know. They might be in the actual version. They might be in the Definitive Edition, but they're not on this version of the Definitive Edition, at least. There's no indication, aside from a light bit of smoke, that your plane is damaged. Oh my god, shoot me. And God, the world feels so fucking small. Come on, shoot me. There we go. Right, so now I'm damaged. I can tell I'm damaged because I'm spinning. Right. My right aileron is damaged because my plane is pulling to the right there. But you can see my right aileron looks completely fine. Oh, so there's some fire floating in the air there. Maybe it's my right elevator. I don't know, because as you can see, neither of those control surfaces are actually flopping. My plane looks completely intact, aside from the fire that is... And I've exploded. Aside from the fire that's spawning above the plane, my plane looks completely intact. Let's go on. Let's go back to the... You know what's annoying? My buttons, I have... For a normal game, I have, like, a picture of a controller, and then for the console, I have a picture of the Switch. But... I have to press the Switch button to go to the Xbox, and I have to press the Xbox button to go to the Switch because of how I've done this around. So look, there we go. There's the same damage, which wasn't present on the other one. That floppy control surface, that dynamic flopping control surface, is not present on the new version. Why the fuck would you get rid of dynamic damage? There's the fire on the original that's actually being generated from the plane itself. And look, I'm having lots of missiles shot at me immediately, and I'm descending out the sky. Let's crash and die, and then... look at that very nice wasted screen that isn't fucking red and covered in blood for some fucking reason. To be clear here, you've got something... Right, I am not fully blaming... Well, I am blaming Grove Street Games for this, but something to understand about Grove Street Games, the people who did these ports. They're a team of 20 people whose entire experience is doing mobile ports of Rockstar games. Rockstar paid a team of 20 people to make 18 definitive versions of their most famous games of all time. 20. 20. Yeah, probably only, as Danny said, probably only 10 of them are devs. And, people were saying they were in development 4 years, but there's a lot of rumors saying it was only 4 months. Also, yeah, there are cheats in the new ones, but some of them are disabled. Like Infinite Health. That's a disabled cheat in the new one. And some games have some cheats disabled that other games don't. Like, you know what's so refreshing? To be able to press forward on this, to press the thrust on this jet, and it not just go out of control. Also, something I need to note about the Switch version that really frustrates me, but it's a problem with the Switch itself, not the port, is that because the Switch doesn't have analogs, like, it doesn't have analog fucking triggers. You don't have proper thrust control. Like in this, look, I'm falling if I'm not thrusting up, and then if I thrust all the way, I'm hovering. But if I hold my trigger in at half mast, I'm just hovering perfectly. Because you kind of want that analog control. And that's the problem with the Switch. The Switch can't do that because the Switch doesn't have analog sticks. But let's thrust vector myself a bit. There we go. Oh, nice thrust vectoring. It's nice to feel in control of the jet I'm flying. Lovely. Delightful. Right, let's do that same route I did then, and I had to fly all the way around and hover to even get shot once. Let's do that route again, shall we? Let's see how fast it takes me to get shot out of the sky, because they've made the... I don't know why, but in the new version, the enemy Hydras are a lot less. Okay, 4 stars. They're immediately. Look at that. Immediately, it's already. I've already. Look, there's 2 missiles at me already. Oh, fuck. I have 3 missiles fired at me already. I'm not even reached San Fierro. I will say, what's quite awkward about the original Xbox version is that it doesn't have L and R buttons. It's got L and R triggers, but no bumpers. It's on black and white buttons, which are below A and B. So to look behind you have to press both of them. So you have to awkwardly cock your hands. Now I've got 3 missiles coming at me. I don't know. I can't remember what the countermeasures button is. Oh, fucking hell. I literally don't know why the new version's AI is a lot less aggressive. For planes. I don't know how that's happened. I don't think they made the AI easier. Some of it feels a bit harder. But I don't know whether that's just because the frame rate's so inconsistent that it just feels like I'm fighting with the actual game all the time. God, it's so nice to have the frame rate be stable. Like, I've become so accustomed to that horrible Switch frame rate that this feels so smooth. Oh. The original versions. See, the thing is, I excuse all of these things because it's running on a 20-year-old piece of hardware. And the game is running off a disc. Like, I excuse all these things because it's limited by the hardware. Then the Switch, right? It might be the least powerful of the current generation consoles. I crashed into something that hadn't loaded in. That's a problem. The originals that the new ones could have solved. That's something they could have solved. Let's go back to the definitive version. I pressed A, by the way. You press A and nothing happens because it lags. You press A and then it goes. Come on. Jesus, there we go. Christ. Thing is, yeah, even if the Switch, right, on a power level, it's more powerful than a 360 or a PS3. It's not as powerful as an Xbox One or a PS4, right? The thing that's not really up for debate is it is most assuredly more powerful than a PS2, right? That's not really that's not a debate. The Switch is significantly more powerful. And this is the thing, right? Actually, you know what? Right? Let's spawn a Hydra one more time, and then I'm going to show you a different game very briefly. Where the fuck did it spawn that? Oh, there it is. Right. Oh, look, there we go. Look, the thrust vectoring changed. It's pointing forward now. Sometimes it does it when you get in. Sometimes it doesn't. I don't know why. Are my wheels going to go up automatically? Oh, I don't know. Oh, they're not this time. You see, this is the thing. It's doing stuff automatically, and I genuinely can't figure out why. Or what's triggering it to do automatically. Also, the reason there's a weird sound is because you're hearing the sound from the game through the speakers of the Switch. And this is the thing, yeah. These games ran on the PSP. Okay. Like, let's go jet mode again. See, I like that. I like being able to see the skyline of, like, the Los Santos buildings from down there. I think that's a great addition. That's a genuine improvement. But they haven't really done anything. They've not made any intentional art decisions in this game. At all. God, that's awful. Oh, the wheels just came down. Now, let's do that same route again. I just did in the original Xbox. No, sorry, no, there is no excuse for this. There is no architecture thing. There is no hardware reason this is unoptimized. The only reason it's unoptimized is because not enough time has been spent on it. That is the entire reason. Sorry, people keep trying to come up with justifications why this port is running good. Sorry, this is a 20-year-old fucking game. L.A. Noire runs great on the Switch. L.A. Noire! You know what? Let's make this fucking point, right? Let's make this fucking point. Because this is... I get pissed off by that. Not at you specifically, but just generally at this fucking... Because Rockstar has, right, made another game. They have made a good game on the PSP, on the Vita. Oh, I haven't installed it. Let's download it. Don't know how long that's going to take. Come on. Oh, you know what? Fine. 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 Rockstar, yeah, Rockstar only published the definitive edition of GTA as well. My point is, a Rockstar game runs on the fucking, like, what? Rockstar have like a billion studios under them, like a trillion, T-billion, and they couldn't be bothered to just be like, let's maybe put one of them on making the port. Now let's outsource it to a team of fucking like 10 people. What the fuck? Like, it's just frustrates the fuck out of me. Because I bet you, right? I bet you someone can on the Switch. I bet you a hacked version of the Switch running an Xbox emulator could run the original Xbox version on the Switch brilliantly. Grove Street Games. They were just a. Oh God, you can see when I put my controller down, the entire thing wobbles. Let's reorient the screen slightly. Ooh. It's fine. Sorry, it's not perfect because they didn't make Grove Street Games. Grove Street Games previously had a different name. Actually, let's show you. Do you want to see the first game that fucking Grove Street Games made before they were Grove Street Games? Because they used to be a different publisher. They used to be a different game developer. Until they started working for Rockstar, and then they changed their name to Grove Street Games. Let's see. Where is it? So they've only ever done ports. Pretty much. Only ever done ports. Number of employees, 2011. Wait, let me find this. I'm gonna click resume. Watch how long it takes to load. Again, I mean, the Switch doesn't have the fastest storage, but again, it's a 20-year-old game. 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 Here we go. So, they actually did do a... Okay, so they did the ports of GTA 3, Vice City, San Andreas, and Chinatown Wars to mobile. And they did the Bully port to mobile as well. And apparently the Ark Survival Evolved mobile port, which that was apparently shit. Well, let's. Do you want to see the first game they ever made? Or not the first game they made, the first game that they made that wasn't a port? Are you excited to see the first game made by Grove Street Games that wasn't a port of a different game? Their first original game. Let's have a look, shall we, everyone? It's Turtle Tumble! Wow! Wow, everyone! Wow, these are the people who should be doing the remasters of some of the most critically acclaimed games ever made, isn't it? It's these people. Which, brrr! Polar Peak, everyone! No, this wasn't a start cost. They did this 5 years ago. They did this game after their ports of Chinatown Wars. Like, this is a recent game by them. This is a mobile game. It's not on the Switch. My point is, this was the first game they made that was an original title. Every other game they've done is a port. So every other game, they've never had to really make any creative decisions. And that's fine for it, because a lot of developers, they don't need to make, hiring a developer who's really specialized at porting something is totally fine, because honestly, not every game needs a load of creative decisions made. But when you were doing oh, by the way, this is just, the Xbox version is just doing this. This camera is missing from the new version, I've noticed. If you just leave the originals going, it just sort of does this kind of cinematic camera. You just kind of leave it on as a kind of moving wallpaper if you want to. Anyway, yeah, Teletoon was made in 2015 after they did the San Andreas port to mobile and Xbox. So, yeah. Oh yeah, the cinematic camera's gone in the new versions. They got rid of the cinematic camera option. They also got rid of the top-down camera option in 3. Also, all the games have the San Andreas sound effects for like camera and UI, like all those very distinct ding 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 San Andreas sounds. Or oh, can we hear any missing songs? Yes. Is that missing the new one? I think it might be. That's in the new one. That's in the definitive edition. Green River's in it. Horse with No Name's not.
You, Marshall.
Fun fact, the PC version of the Definitive Edition had all the original songs in files. They just used the script to disable them because apparently the radio station is on a timer and they didn't have the time or they couldn't be bothered to redo the timer, so they just disabled them because they didn't want to have to reroute the radio.
Yeah, the wolves.
Right. Yeah, Hellraiser's missing on Radioactive in the new version. As is quite a few songs are missing in the new version. Okay, bye. Thing is, right, genuinely, outside of the really, really low draw distance, which, honestly, I like the low draw distance of San Andreas. I think it adds to the feel of the game. I do wish it was higher. Like, there's a middle ground between this, where I can barely see past my own eyes, and the new version where I can see 7 billion miles into the distance. Just increase it a bit. You know, make it so trees load in before I hit their collision models. That's all I want. That's all I want. That's all you need to do. Everything else you can leave the same. Maybe make it run at high resolution. You know, upscale the UI. That's all I want. That's all I want. That's all I want. Let's I am playing the original Xbox, right? There you go. There we go. Inverts look by default, interestingly, on the original. That's an interesting choice. I'm sure Dan will support. Right. I'm playing it with the Duke. No, actually, wait. Switching between them is a bit weird because the controls are slightly different. Oh yeah, no, they're genuinely right. So in the original game, the smog of LA, the fog of San Francisco, and the dust, the desert dust of Las Vegas, where the sort of was the vibe they were going for. I think it's still a bit too aggressive. I'm not playing with the Duke controller, by the way, but you know what? Oh no, my fiddle came off. Wait, my fiddle. Wait, no, my fiddle. What about weird thing about original Xbox controllers? Which I'm going to try and show you through the webcam, but I can't really change the settings on it. Oh dear. Let's try and. Okay, right. You can just see the silhouette of my thing. So the Xbox, an Xbox wire, controller wire, terminates in this plug, but you don't plug this plug into the Xbox. No, you plug this plug into the Xbox, and all of them come with this little adapter. I don't understand that. I'm gonna be honest. All of them, why? Why not just have it terminate in that? I'm not sure if it was like, I'm not sure if it's so you could plug them into a PC or something, but I don't know. It's a bit weird. Anyway, this is the Duke which is a controller that is bigger than the Switch itself. The original Xbox controller for America and Europe. And they realized it was fucking stupid, and they just made it. Then they made the controller the Japanese S controller, which is this one. Which I know you can't see, but let's play it with the Duke, which is huge, humongous. Yeah, okay, let's play it with the. Oh god, it's huge and horribly uncomfortable. All right. Eh. Do 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 do. Oh! We must appreciate, by the way, something I always loved about original Xbox: proper triggers. PS2 and fucking GameCube didn't have proper triggers. That's proper triggers. Proper analog, nice proper analog triggers. Delicious. Right. Oh, the Y and black buttons are in a different place in this, which is actually a bit more of an ergonomic place because it's above Y and B instead of below X and A. Which means I can actually hit both of them without having to contort my hand fucking 360 degrees. Oh, why people play GTA in 5? Because all of them are good. They're all good. 3 is classic. That is seminal. Granted, it's the weakest. Vice City's the most stylized game. San Andreas is a proper RPG. Proper RPG. 4 is a weird little outlier that tries to be really serious and grounded, and I think it's interesting. The PS2 did have light pressure sensitive buttons, sure, but it's not a proper trigger. It's not a proper trigger. Oh my god, look at how many missiles. Look at this 5 missiles coming after me on the map there. 5. Calm down, mate. Actually, this controller's a bit nice to play GTA with. Just because the black and white buttons are in a slightly more ergonomic place to control the rudder. I wonder if there's a way to... there's probably an adapter you can get for the original Xbox, for an Xbox 360 controller, plug it into an original Xbox. Good times. God, the original D-pad on the Xbox is terrible. You know what? I just wanna hear a missing song. That's all I want.
Like you blew up a homeless person, then knitted his clothes back together.
I know. Isn't it great? Living in the suburbs is so much worse than the ghetto. This is our time. It's our letter, and it's X.
Can we address something, by the way? KDST's radio host
With a slow ride. Take it away, fellas.
is Axl Rose. It's Axl Rose. Like, and actually, can we confirm this? Does the new version have Welcome to the Jungle or not? Right. San Andreas Definitive. Since GTA San Andreas, every rock station has had an actual famous rock musician voicing it. Like, San Andreas has Axl Rose of Guns N' Roses. 4 has Iggy Pop. 5 has Kenny Loggins. I can't remember who Vice City had. I'm drawing a slight blank on who Vice City had. No, the Steam version does have the definitive edition removes even more songs versus the Steam updates. It does have Welcome to the Jungle. Oh, thank fuck. That'd be a bit weird, wouldn't it? I see you had Laszlo. Ah, there we go. I don't know this.
Electrical devices, including your radio. Hector and San Garcia, why are you...
Oh, by the way, you'll notice there's a track player at the end there, because the Xbox had a hard drive and you could rip CDs to it. You could do the, you could have your own music playing, like the PC version. But on the Xbox, I like the Xbox version. I think it's got the best of both worlds. It's got proper controller support, like the PC version, and has a lot of features that the PC version has. And it looks better than the PS2 version, which I think is why it's the best version. So I think it's the perfect balance of the sort of three of them. Okay, let's go to shut the radio up briefly. Thank you. Oh. Stop. Okay, fuck it. Fuck it. So, like, if I fly away, by the way, let's fly away from oh god, the jet's still following me. You can fly infinitely in San Andreas. I remember I got the sort of big jet, the AT400 or whatever it is. And I'm slightly, my perspective is slightly cocked, so I'm pulling off. And I got it perfectly level and I left it just flying, and I left it for like 8 hours. I just kept flying the entire time. It does loop.
I mean, how is that fair? I mean, I'm
Uh-oh.
middle class, very erudite, you know, whatever that means.
Okay, bye! Wait, what's that? That was the button. Okay, bye! Whereas this new version, I'm going to keep calling it the new version because it is a new version. Oh, right. Jesus Christ. Every time I come into this, the frame rate surprises me. It's so atrocious. And I know, like, it, on a technical level, looks better. Like, this is the thing. Like, on a very technical level, the textures are higher resolution, and there's more polygons. And the UI is higher resolution, but I think it's worse. It doesn't have any stylisticness to it. And on the three original, oh god, the oh, for fuck's sake, like the fire's just underneath me. These three original GTA games had a lot of very distinctive and specific art style choices. That are lost in these definitive editions, which is like, well, how are they definitive if they've lost art style? What? The reflecting just stops when I'm moving the analog stick, apparently. Like, it's just like, oh, it's gone. I know it's back. Oh, it's gone. Oh, it's back. Right, let's fly out to the edge. I'm pretty sure that, yeah, god, so, there's the, god, the screen space reflections. Screen space reflections, I need to just don't have them in this, just maybe don't have them in this game. I don't really think they add anything. If anything, they're distracting because they do shit like that. And that's more distracting. You know what? I'll take really basic Xbox-style reflections over this any day because at least they're not distracting. I don't care if they're more basic. They just need to serve their purpose. And that is distracting. That fucking reflected backwards wing over there is distracting. And this fucking just disappearing thing is distracting. Oh, there it is. There it is. There it is. There's the wall. Oh, do we see it? Oh, there it is. There's the wall. They've got a wall. I'm not even joking. They've literally put a physical wall around the map. There it is. Let's land on it, shall we? Oh, look, there's the wall. Oh, it's clipping through it. Oh, there's the wall. They built a physical square wall around the map boundary. Good job, guys! Wow, brilliant. Completely invisible. So, I'm on the edge of the map. I can see the entire rest of the map. It's right there. There's a wall. Thing is, I do think this is lazy, but there's a problem here, right? Because Grove Street Games, I don't really know anything about them. All I know about them is that they're a very small team. An like what? 20 people work at the entire company, so there's maybe 15 devs at max. Actually, did I say 50 devs? Fuck. There's going to be even less because a lot of them are going to be art people. Like, it's probably only 10 actual developers maximum. And porting these three games to this many systems, you know, because Take-Two and Rockstar, they do not give a fuck. I think they've given just the smallest budget and they've given a really short time scale. I have a feeling that basically someone high up at Rockstar went, oh, fuck, the fucking 20th anniversary's coming out soon. We should do something for that. What if we remaster the games and go, yeah, we've only got 4 months now and we don't want to spend any money on it. And what about those people who do the mobile devs? I think, sure, we'll just give it to them. Do you think they can do it in 3 months? No, I'm sure they'll manage. It kind of felt like that was what happened. Like, this, like, it's... Grove Street Games are responsible for what they've made. It's just, I'm not sure how much of that is laziness versus necessity because they've just been given fuck all time and money to do it. Right? So, I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, Grove Street Games are also completely blameless, because a lot of this is objectively incredibly sloppy. Like, most notably, actually, you know what? Let's go out. Oh. Anyone still installing? The Switch can't download games while you're playing another game for some fucking reason. It's fine. Let's go into Vice City, right? Which has because basically they used AI, an AI piece of software to sort of read an AI text recognition software to read the text and all of the on like background supplemental text and like background jokes and signs and stuff like that. They've used AI clearly to read them and not checked them because a lot of it's just wrong. And what annoys me about that is that is something that would have taken one person a couple of days of just proofreading to check. It wouldn't even have to be a developer. You could pay a random staffer to do that. I could do that. I could sit through and just give me a list of all the fucking text assets that have text in, right? There's got to be pieces of software, just put them side by fucking side, scroll down, and just look at them and read them. And go, that's right, and anyone that's wrong, mark it. Get an art to remake it. I could do that. There's a lot of text asset in the fucking game, but you know what? That's something you can manage. It's stuff like that. It's stuff like that makes me go, about how sort of to blame Grove Street Games are. Because there's some stuff I'm sat there like, here's the worst character model. CJ doesn't look too bad. He doesn't look great. He doesn't look too bad. Claude in GTA 3 I actually think looks pretty good. Tommy looks like shit. Tommy looks like a fucking piece of shit. Tommy looks like a fucking idiot. Tommy looks... Also, did you hear that noise? That dun dun dun. I'm gonna move the mic. I'm gonna move the mic in front of the camera. That Vice City noise, right? That was similar to the noise that was in the menus. Not quite the same noise as in menus, but it's similar vibe to the noise in the menus. If I go into the menu in Vice City, do you hear those San Andreas sound effects? They're the San Andreas sound effects. Great, get rid of the fucking style in Vice City. Good job, guys. Stuff like that. Stuff like that, because there's some stuff I'm going, yeah, you know what? Some stuff's a lot of work. And then there's some stuff I'm going, you had to choose to do that. Or it was missed. And it was such a simple thing to miss that the blame lies with Grove Street Games in cases like that. It's great saying there's already a mod to fix it, but I'm not on a fucking PC, am I? I shouldn't have to mod. It's obviously the fucking definitive edition. Oh yeah, this is a common thing I've noticed in the in both Vice City and San Andreas and 3. It's just misplaced assets. Like a lot, like San Andreas has this bunch where there's like random fucking street lamps are just in the street. Like, it's just what's that doing there? What's that? What's that about? Hey? Look at that texture blending. Delicious. Like, what the fuck is this? Like, what the fuck is this? What the fuck has happened here? Oh, everyone stopped. Hello? Oh? Ridiculous. Performance is just as bad in all of them in handheld mode, by the way. Like, oh, gee. Awful. Absolutely abysmal. This is one of the worst Switch ports I've ever played. You notice I just hit that police car, by the way. Didn't give a fuck. In Vice City, they were pretty lenient. But, it's hard. I can't. Where is it? Where's the shop I'm thinking of? Here it is. Right, let's just eject this disc, shall we? What's just the Deckers list? By the way, it's 50 quid for the 3 of them on the Switch, and it's 55 on every other platform. The Switch, for some reason, is the cheapest out of all the platforms. Only by £5, but I thought that was interesting. 55 quid they want. £55 for the 3 of them. Oh, Vice City and 3. They all have the infinite draw distance that San Andreas has. However, with Vice City and 3, I don't think they are as impacted by it. Because Vice City and 3 are meant to just feel like a single city. At worst, they just feel like a small city. But because San Andreas is meant to be an entire state, the draw distance being so big just makes what's supposed to be like a massive world tiny. Whereas Vice City and 3 never were going for that sense of scale, so I don't think they suffer as much. It's supposed to feel like an island, though. No! But when I'm playing 3 in Vice City with the infinite draw distance, I'm not sort of going, oh my god, the scale of the map was ruined. Like, it's fine. It's fine. It's just San Andreas. I'd rather it not have the infinite draw distance, but, like, it's whatever. Whereas San Andreas, it actually impacts the game. Oh, yeah, I'm using the Duke one. What's the problem? Like, it's clearly Rockstar have done these ports as cheaply as possible. They've given Grove Street Games fuck all time and fuck all money to do them as quick as possible. With the idea that, oh, we'll put them out, right? They've put them out. They're on PC. They're only selling it their own launcher, and they're bad at giving refunds and stuff. You know, put it out. They didn't give any review copies out. They launched them all at exactly the same time worldwide, clearly hoping to get it under everyone's fucking noses that they were all shit. And they're just trying to make an easy buck, which is incredibly frustrating because Rockstar are the richest developer in the world. Period. Like, they're the richest developer in the world. And if they wanted to make amazing remasters, they could. If they wanted to make full remakes of all these games, great ones, they could. Small developers have done Mafia remakes, fantastic. Rockstar could do all of this, and they could make a killing, because if these ports were amazing, everyone would be fucking singing their praises. And they'd make even more fucking money, because they wouldn't be being panned. And I don't like that it's being panned, but they're getting what they fucking deserve. Rockstar have been doing this shit for a while, and this is the most fucking blatant, faced way they've ever fucking done it. And it's come back to bite them in the arse because it's been universally fucking panned. Aside from by a couple of fanboys being like, actually looks better.
By your office tomorrow, we can start sorting this mess out.
Get more money than Fortnite. No, it's not how much money. Well, actually, saying that, GTA Online makes a ludicrously ridiculous amount of money. So one of the things that Vice City and 3 have, and these originals, which so one of the things that these benefit by in a remaster is obviously these don't have proper third-person cameras. If I move my right analog stick, it goes into this weird little first-person view. I can't, like, turn in third person. Doesn't do anything. That is something... This is the thing. All I want from a remaster is I want modern controls with modern camera controls. Right? And an upscaled UI, and I want it to run at modern resolutions. That's it. That's all I want. That's literally all I want. And yeah, GTA 5 is the most profitable entertainment product of all time. Yeah. And it was also the most expensive video game ever made. This is it. If Rockstar wanted to make a really good version, they could. Please. Vibration on. Thank you. Ooh. Go GTA 3 controls. By the way, do we hear these nice... Listen to those nice Vice City sound effects. They're not San Andreas sounds. It's got a completely different fucking feel. It's a different game. I don't know if you've noticed. It's actually a different game, San Andreas. So it has different sound effects and a different design philosophy. Imagine, right? So let's go to this love Tommy's awkward little run. Gimme a fucking yellow and furnace. Perfect. Right. And Billie Jean's playing. That's missing from the new version. This is a perfect example of fucking how the original differs. Because we're listening to Billie Jean. Wow. The future. Your Billie Jean's missing from the, it's missing for the PC version now as well. Right, let's drive down to that same sign. I don't mind that the menu's different. I'll be honest. Changing in the menu layout to make it a bit more palatable to modern audiences, fine. Fine. But at least keep the vibe. These games have really distinct art styles and feels to them. And the new versions have just decided, we're not going to bother. Here it is. Oh, right, I can't. There we go. That is the same place. Right. So... right, let's... Like...
Get away from me.
What's that about? There's several things, first of all. That says guitar wank booths available and air guitars from $199. First of all, and this version says guitar hank booths available and AR guitars from $199. And it says Screaming Collins guitars, it's missing the apostrophe at the end of the end. But you'll also notice that there's no fucking guitars in the window. This version, there's guitars in the fucking window because it's a fucking guitar shop. Whereas this new version, it's nothing. It's just, you know what that looks like? It's just like, it looks like fucking default text. Like it just, there's no style to it at all. There's no design. There's no fucking... Like, yikes. Yeah, right, yikes. Here is, it's the same in all the shops. Here's Jack's Prosthetics. Big no sale now. Or look, there's mannequins in the there's mannequins in the window. Here's the prosthetic steak. Big no sale now or nothing. Nothing in the window. Nothing in the window.
My driver left me here.
It won't cost you an arm and a leg. I can't even see that on this version. Oh, I kind of the other one, but the cost is the O is really weird. That's surfboards. Oh, they've done that. They've done the surfboard shop, but like you notice, they just this additional level of detail in these windows and shit. It's just completely fucking gone. Like, and how is it an upgrade if I've lost detail? Yeah, the resolution's higher, but it's lost detail. You'll also notice, by the way, how orange this version is. Like, you'll notice San Andreas had a heat haze on it. And Vice City has this almost orange tint to it. Everything's a bit blown out. You see, everything's got this sort of blown out vibe to it. 3, everything looks a bit washed out. And a bit weird. It's got this weird art style to it that's really trying to be distinct. Whereas these new ones, they just look like, oh, I've made the game in Unity. And I'm like, like, granted, it's daytime in this one versus nighttime, but the point stands in that it's just very flat. The colors aren't accurate, obviously, because I'm just displaying off screen. I can plug this into the I'll put it into dock mode in a minute. I just kind of wanted to show the performance. You know what? Being able to turn the camera, that's nice. I like that. I like being able to turn the camera in Vice City. That is novel. I like that. That is an improvement. Because that has not aged well. Like, there's lots of things, especially in Vice City and Vice City and 3 especially, that just haven't aged well and are really tough to, like, stomach for a modern audience. But, like... What else on this road? Where's some other places? Let's look at these. Solid State Hi-Fi. CD players. They play... What does that say? They play... My Records? Let's look at the original. They play Tiny Records. Tiny Records.
Hey, that all you got?
That's the joke. CD players, they play Tiny Records. tiny. The T's cut off, but that's clearly what's meant to say, tiny. And that says my. No, it says MG, actually. It says MG. Play MG records. They play tiny records. As in literal tiny records. Like a record, like a physical vinyl. It's they play tiny vinyls is the joke. It's not a very interesting joke, but that's the joke. This is the problem. Because they've used the AI upscaling, all of these little things where that's hard to read in this current one, and they've just like check it. Check it. That took me 2 seconds. That took me 2 seconds of reading that. And granted, I'm reading that through the fucking Elgato, and I don't have access to the actual fucking texture. Raw. You know, I could read that and go, oh, I get it. But no. Oh, hi, Bryce Winter. Hey, mate, if you remember, I said that I would time how long it would take the print to get to Australia. Oh, you did. So you did. How long did it take? Did you get them? They've redone Lucky Pierre's sandwiches. I mean, they've done this one. Because they've just put new textures on them. What's in this one? Burn Baby Burn. You can see, by the way, there's some textures they've clearly redone. Like, see that door texture's new. And these textures they've not redone. And there's some textures that they've clearly just AI upscaled completely. Like that. The quality of that texture is completely different to the texture next to it because they've clearly just put it through some AI upscaling software rather than remake it. Yeah, that's exactly what they've fucking done. Because you can see on this one, the text is nowhere near as clear. Because they've not redone the text in the other ones, but they've just upscaled that pure raw texture and it looks like shit. Some textures they've upscaled, some textures they've remade. Some textures they've remade from original assets, some textures they've remade from scratch. And it's inconsistent in every single way. Where else we can look? God, this Duke Patrol is horrible. Might not have to pay AI. This is the thing, though. Using AI upscaling for stuff like this, using AI text recognition, that's completely fine. That's a valid way to save time. You just have to check it. Any day is not too bad to travel without a go. That's not too bad. Sweet. So, like, this is the thing I have with, like, it. Them using AI upscaling and then using AI text recognition genuinely is fine. It's just, they should have checked it. They should have got someone to go over all the fucking new assets and proof fucking read them. Like, just proofread them at the bare fucking minimum. And like, you know, stops that guitar shop one where they didn't bother to put the fucking guitars in the window. I'm like, what? I understand that's a time-saving measure, but if you're removing detail, then how is it better? If you're removing stuff, how is it the definitive edition if you're literally removing detail that was previously there? All right, love. She's trying to roller skate past me. Bless her, she can't. I love the roller skaters in G, if I say. Let's have a look at it. Oh, shit, exact same line. There's more roller skaters.
Gag me. Sushi.
Hang on a minute. Well, there are more NPCs. Well, I see like 4 people on that side. Maybe like 4 people on that side. And then 5 people on that side.
Sorry, like,
1, 2,
I'm
3, 4,
totally
5,
sure.
6,
Reach out
7,
and touch someone,
8, 9,
read
10,
it.
11, 12, 13 on that side. And there's about 10 people across the road. Yeah, there's less NPCs. Huh. That's interesting. Rockstar, how are the voices on the characters in San Andreas? They haven't done anything to the sounds. As far as I know, they're just using all the original sounds. That were in the original game. I don't think they've upscaled them or anything. They're just the original sounds. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with the original sound effects. They're old games. Like, I think if it's a remaster, I don't think you need to. I think that's fine. Oh, Armo, you say the amount of time? Keep in mind, yeah, they need to launch that on the 11th. Because that was the anniversary of GTA 3. That was the whole fucking point. Right? It was to fucking mark the anniversary. So it was clearly had a time fucking crunch. So, very sort of mild reflections in this one. The Switch version. And the original Xbox version has full reflections. The floor looks really shiny and those reflections are really good. Because the marble floor. Look at those proper nice reflections. Proper reflections. And then the new version. The definitive edition. Yeah, they're less distinct. Because effectively, what this version will be using is actual reflection tech. And it'll just be using this as a reflective surface, which is not drawing when I'm not looking at a certain angle. Whereas the original one will be using the old school style of reflection, where it's very literally drawing the environment a second time below, and it's transparenting the texture. So it's like physically, that lift is drawn twice. It's just drawn again upside down. It's not rendering a reflection. It's literally just drawn the environment again upside down, and it's made the floor slightly transparent, which is a fantastically efficient effect. Because it does a really good job of doing a good looking reflection without actually having to calculate reflections. It's went a bit out of fashion now, but it's a good effect for stuff like this. Obviously, you don't get the reflection of Tommy himself, because as I said, it's not actually rendering a reflection. But you can't actually see his reflection anyway because the angles. It doesn't really matter if he's not reflected. Who gives a fuck? Yeah, literally. So what we established here is there's less detail in the environment. And there's less NPCs. The interiors are less detailed. The controls are worse. The sound effects are worse. The UI is worse. The character models are worse. And it runs worse. So, great! I'm glad I bought the upgraded modern version that looks worse, plays worse, it is worse. Oh, that's just sad, isn't it? That's just sad. You know what they could have done, by the way? They could have went, oh, you know what? Let's make this one interior environment. Let's not make it a separate load zone. They could have made it not a separate load zone. 55 quid. 55 quid, simple. Okay, the Switch version is 50. This is the thing. This is the Switch version. And yes, it's the lowest powered modern console. But again, right? I just need to reiterate this. This is a 20-year-old game. And it's running better on a 20-year-old piece of hardware. I do not give a fuck that the Switch... the Switch should be able to run it at ultra settings 60 fucking FPS. At 1080 fucking p. That's the bare minimum. I would expect the fucking PS5 and Xbox One X versions to run at 4K, fucking 120 with fucking ray tracing. Because... let me say it again for those at the back. It's a 20-year-old game! It's not a modern game. It doesn't have modern graphics. It doesn't look very good. It can't even hit 60 on the PS5. Fucking Ratchet & Clank can hit... Ratchet & Clank, it looks insane at 60. And the PS5 can't even run GTA 3 at 60. This version. Which, it's got some slight reflections. Doesn't even have ray tracing, for fuck's sake. It's like, the reflections are too intense on this 30-year-old game. Sorry, 20-year-old game. Like, Camden's got a valid point there. It genuinely, right, GTA 5. Let's remember, GTA 5 originally when it released on the 360 and the PS3 ran like shit. It was what, it was running about 560p. About 25 FPS, dropping to 20 at certain points. That is a higher resolution and a higher average frame rate than these are running at on the Switch. And keep in mind, the Switch is technically more powerful than the Xbox 360 and the PS3. And genuinely, if they wanted to, if Rockstar wanted to put enough time in, I'm genuinely quite confident they could port GTA 5 to the Switch that would run at the same quality as at least the 360 version. Not that that's a good quality, but I happily played it through on the 360. They could comfortably port GTA 4. They could comfortably port any of their fucking titles. Aside from Red Dead 2, I guess. But like, Like this thing, your Dying Light runs great on the Switch. Witcher 3 runs great on the Switch. And again, I need to quit this. I'm gonna play the original bit. I'm gonna leave LA Noire fucking installing because this is this sort of LA Noire. I think is the fucking the end of any fucking argument. Frankly, about this, because people will point at fucking like Witcher 3 and like Dying Light and go, oh, they're completely different games. Blah blah. LA Noire is a Rockstar open world game. Like. A more modern Rockstar open world game. Granted, it's not made by Rockstar North, but the point stands. Like, battery's low. That's fine. It's a Switch OLED. That'll last another hour. It was kind of. When I started the stream, it was at 45%. I pressed the wrong button. That's the Grove Street Games Wikipedia page. Wow. No, the main reason I got the Switch OLED is I wanted the increased battery life of the Switch Gen 2, which it does have, which is good. I see. This literally, all I want is this, with better camera controls. That's all I want. Be grand. Give me this, with better camera controls. Make it run at 1080. Bosh, done. Grand. I'll buy it for 15 quid. Like, fuck it. Let's look at 3, actually, shall we? Let's look at 3. We've looked at Vice City. Let's Sandcrest. Let's look at 3. I need to point out, by the way, the discs of 3 and Vice City I have here are from the Xbox collection. Of them, which don't have the Xbox logo on the top. Oh, I was showing it to the camera and you can't even see it. They don't have the Xbox logo at the top. Oh my god, it's completely... I can't change the exposure because it'll break everything. They don't have the Xbox logo at the top. They were meant to look like matching, and the San Andreas version I have is the actual release version of San Andreas, but it was new. So the map in. Got to Liberty City. Bitch. Oh, they all have maps in. How nice. What a wow. Gameplay tips. Oh shit, there's a number. Wait, what? Oh, there's a hint line. 0906 751 4151. Call to charge at 75p per minute at all times. Hint line is available between 8 AM and 10 PM 7 days a week. Wow. God, hint lines are fucking weird. Oh, and the technical support contact details. Take Two Interactive in technical support. Unit A, Sovereign Park, Brenda Road, Hartlepool. Fucking Hartlepool. It's in the fucking Newcastle. Hey. Jesus. Team, blah, blah. Oh, credits. Oh, nice. I need to point out, there's more people who worked in, oh, there's Sam Hauser. Like, these, like... GTA 3, more people worked on GTA 3's motion capture team than worked on the definitive editions overall. This is the GTA 3 intro. It's a good thing to see. Look how it's very stylized. It's even more stylized than the PS2. It's way more stylized than the PS2. But it's really stylized in this. You notice the color palette of it. And the sort of weird sort of blurriness to the entire camera. It's a very intentional style. And that character model apparently is very different to the PS2 version, which is very different to the Definitive Edition version. Her character model is very different on every system, which I find very interesting. Oh, geez. Fucking Alien 1 gonna take an hour and... I feel like I'm not gonna... I've got very fast internet, but the Switch downloads very slowly. Look at that. This was the same year Metal Gear Solid 2 came out, and that had like better looking red, and that looked a bit better than this. But this still looks good. I think it's very stylized at the time. You can see it's going for a specific vibe. It's more stylized than the PS2 because the PS2 had different technology. Keep in mind, this is back in the day where all the consoles had bespoke hardware that could do different things differently. It wasn't just about graphical fidelity. They had different technology. PS2 had texture blending technology the Xbox didn't. But the Xbox had water and reflection technology that the PS2 didn't. Which is why you tend to get fancier, weird texture work in the PS2. But the Xbox tends to have really good reflections. Which I find interesting. I find that the differences are more interesting in these versions, I think. What was that? Ooh, that was a bit of physics bug. See, the thing is, these originals are not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. They're full of bugs and quirks and shit like that. But again, they're 20 years old. The rain's very subtle as well. Blurry rain. Nice rain. I'm starting GTA 3 on the Switch, by the way. Because the Switch after watching this cutscene. Because this cutscene's a very good example. Digital Foundry showed this cutscene. It's very good. And there's Claude's model. Which you notice, they went for a very specific style with the models. It's stylized. It's not just... They had limitations in the hardware and they had to do low poly. But they didn't just make a low poly realistic model. You know, they didn't go Metal Gear Solid 2 vibes. They went specifically stylized. I love the sounds of GTA 3. I'll be honest, I found the sounds of GTA 3 really charming.
I know a place on the edge of the red light.
Okay, note that. See the name of the missions at the bottom right. Bottom right, and there's letterboxing, and the bottom right text is there. There we go. See, look at all that style, right? Let's do this first. I'll do this drive. It's nothing's casting a real reflection. But you see, look, you see how there's that halo around the back, the rear light. See, there's that like little kind of light effect. There's a little halo around them. Little light effect. There's a lot of clever little lighting techniques in this that make it look like it's got dynamic lighting. See, look, you see how when I go past, you see there's the shadow on the right and left of the car that it's making it look like the streetlights are casting shadows. They're not actually casting shadows. That's just a clever visual trick to make it look like the shadows. This game looks like it has dynamic shadows. It does. It's all fake. Brilliant. I think those look quite good. Especially for the time. Look at all those nice shadows. You've got a shadow under the car, which is just a texture. It's not an actual shadow. It's just got like a block texture under it to give it a sense of depth. Got all these nice shadows around everything that make it look like the headlights are the lamps are casting shadows. Got all this nice lighting on the road. All the car headlights are casting a little bit of light on the back. There's the red there. Very nice. It's got a vibe to it. It's got an art direction and a style. Yeah, there's a lot of newspapers around. It feels dirty. It feels dark. It feels very... The lights are quite bright. You see there's a halo around every light. Halo around the back of my car light. Pull in here. No, apparently, on the Xbox version of GTA 3 especially, it's way different to the PS5 2 version. So, for example, if you look at the top left of frame now, when it cuts to the... See there? See those vents at the top left? They're not even on the PS2 version. They added extra elements to the Xbox version because it could do more. Yeah, Xbox is always a weird little console because it was significantly more powerful than the PS2 in a lot of ways. Significantly. And the rare ports that actually took advantage of it, like GTA 3, really shine on it. They really shine on the Xbox, I think. Like, I just think this version's objectively better than the PS2 version of GTA 3. I mean, look at this. So you see these see, look, the shadow of the trees. There's nice little tree shadows. They're baked in textures on the road. They're not actual shadows. They're just textures on the road. They look really nice. And that's why I love this whole style of game development, because it's a lot of just clever little bits to make it... It's not actually doing the thing you're thinking it's doing. It's just kind of fooling you. And so it's... Go in here. And we're going to do this entire intro sequence again on the Switch version. You need to see the difference. Keep in mind every little detail. How it's letterboxing. Whether the subtitles are coming up. Its art direction. Also, note that he has fingers. The PS2 version, he had blocks. He had like stub hands. The Xbox, they probably skeletized them, so he has actual fingers. Which is a nice improvement of the Xbox version of the PS2, because he has fingers. Wow. Fingers. Delicious. Delicious fingers. The hand penises are coming. Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, the original versions all have an art direction. All of them. And it's all of them have a different art direction. 3 has this sort of quiet crime thriller vibe. Everything's a bit blue. Everything looks kind of like a nighttime scene in a crime thriller. All the lights were blown out. Everything's a bit dark. Everything's quite contrasty and vibrant. Vice City's got this very, you know, fucking... It's an 80s cop show, right? Like, it's got this sort of, like, Miami Vice vibe to it. And the look of it. And San Andreas, it looks grimy. It looks dirty. There's a heat haze to everything. It's supposed to feel like proper 90s LA, and it's supposed to feel dirty, and it does. It's got this oppressive, heaty grayness to it. And it feels so 90s. There's all these new ones. They just feel like Unity games. Okay, I'm going to pull in here. And then I'm going to... Actually, you know what? I'm going to ignore her. I have somewhere I want to drive. I always forget which direction it is. But you can ride the train in this, by the way, as well. Oh. That was always cool. You can ride the train. You can turn trails up as well if you don't want them. You can't ride the fucking trains in fucking Legion, can you? Right. Where is it? I can't remember if it's south or north. Do I have a map? I don't think I do. Right. Let me get my paper map. Oops. Right. Paper map, excuse me. North or south? I'm confused. I always get a bit lost in GTA 3. I don't know it as well. It's back on my top of my head. Fuck it. North. I think. I'm gonna go north anyway, because there's some stuff in GTA 3 on the Switch version that you'll need to see. Anyway. Let's just go north. Let's go north. I think GTA 3 has the biggest difference between this version and the Switch version. More so than San Andreas and Vice City. For example, let's... Can we appreciate that I'm driving on this land here? Delightful, delightful, delightful collision models. Wonderful. Wonderful collision models. Right, let's just pause that there. Let's just remember those collision models. Let's go into the handheld Switch version. Which is the San Andreas sound effect you just heard. Which I'm still playing in handheld version because you need to see the bad performance of GTA 3, a 20-year-old game. Ignore the weird like lines on the side. That's from the game capture. But again, you can see they've got rid of the stylization. It's actually blue coming up as more blue on the stream than it is. It's a lot more grey on the actual Switch. They've gotten rid of the trails that the original had. The very stylized trails. And her model's very different as well. It's different on every system. And the subtitles are no longer stylized. That is, they've used AI upscaling on the newspaper texture, and they've put the new image of Claude's model over his old one. Then let's watch this bit, which is where it really becomes obvious. And I think it looks worse. I don't like that rain. I don't like that really white rain. Just turn the opacity down on it. Just look at that. It's got none of the... You can see as well on the Switch. So on the bigger boy consoles, it uses ambient occlusion to give all of them this under shadow. On the Switch, it doesn't. So every car looks like it's floating. You can see, look, all the cars don't have a shadow underneath them. They all just look like they're floating. The original has a black texture underneath them all. The new versions use ambient occlusion, but this version just goes, oh, we can't do ambient occlusion, so we're just going to leave it. Just put black texture on it. Just do what the original did. Every technical limitation the Switch has, you could solve with the same things the original used to solve it. Also, that rain's horrible. It is literally just a rain texture over the camera. It's not... It's just... It's missing all the style. Hey, the rain's awful. 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 Look, why is it raining inside the van? It's raining inside the van. It's raining inside the van. Still raining inside the van. Still raining inside the van. What's that about, eh? Alright. Now, remember, noticed on the original, it was mainly holes in the bridge, whereas this they went for a bit more of a detailed approach on the bridge destruction. I hate the rain. It looks awful. It doesn't look... That rain doesn't look any better on the other systems, by the way. Now, there's three things you may have noticed immediately. The rain stopped. The mission title a bit in the middle of the screen. There's no letterboxing, and the Callahan Bridge thing at the bottom right is in a different style. Why is the rain stopped? Why is the rain stopped? Why is the rain stopped? Anyway, let's keep an eye on the shadows. So notice that the back taillights don't have the halo around them. They don't look like they're on. There's no dynamic shadows on anything. It doesn't look like there's anything's casting a shadow. The car is not casting any shadows whatsoever. See, look, it just looks like it's floating. No shadows at all. There's no nice shadows from casting from the streetlights. Look, the floor isn't red because that traffic light's not casting any light. The frame rate is shit. All those frame hitches are the game, not the webcam. Yeah, like there's just look. It looked worse. All the lighting looks significantly worse than the original. Significantly. And all the styles gone. Really distinct, specific styles gone. And the frame rate is fucking horrible. To be clear, right, San Andreas is very grounded in the 90s. Vice City is very grounded in the 80s. And this GA3, it didn't always feel grounded in a specific time period. However, the way it was lit and its style felt very distinctly early 2000s. Default Unreal asset. Look, it's missing the extra details that the Xbox version had. Because this is based on the PS2 version, not the Xbox version. So those vents that were on the top left is missing. Because they were running on the Xbox version, and this is based on the PS2 version. So, that's cool. God, it looks so awful. It looks genuinely so awful. Like, I am of the opinion that out of all of them, this looks the worst compared to the original. especially on the Switch. It looks objectively, I think, significantly worse than the original. All the style's gone, and a lot of the nice lighting's gone, even though it's fake. Yeah, it's the only version available to buy digitally. Yeah, that's the problem with the Dead. It's the only version able to buy digitally. Oh, look, titles in the middle there, not on the bottom right. So it's not that dark on the Switch, by the way. It's just hang on, that's. I'm gonna slightly fuck up my exposure on the camera there, but it's fine. Notice something. You see how the fingers aren't moving independently of the hand? See? Fingers aren't moving. Do you know why the fingers aren't moving? It's because the PS2 version didn't have separate fingers. They were just stubs. And as I've just said, this is based on the PS2 version, not the Xbox version, which did actually have fingers that were moving on their own. I don't know why you wouldn't base this remaster off the Xbox version, where they'd already made a lot of improvements graphically. Why would you base it off the PS2 version? A lot of the work was already done on the Xbox version. Why would you base it on PS2? Don't understand. Don't understand. I don't understand. Send that down, back down again. Okay. I'm gonna drive back over to the fucking Misty at the hospital. Was it Misty? Oh my god, the frame rate. Holy shit. Holy shit. When the frame rate drops like that, it also creates a load of fucking input lag and you just crash. I crash every fucking time because the frame rate just shits itself constantly. Okay. Now, I've done what I did in the original game. Now I'm going to go back this way. Turn left. Go this way, I'm going to go north again. Here's the reason. The reason this is based on the PS2 version because the mobile versions are based on the PS2 version, and the Definitive Edition is based on the mobile version. So it's a port of a port. The Definitive Edition, we based it on an inferior version of an inferior version. Welcome. Ugh. Right. Okay, so remember we were enjoying all the collision models on the floor because I was driving over it. So if we get to this bit of floor over here that we're enjoying the collision models on the oh, there we go. There's no collision models. No collision models. They it's missing a collision model. I did think it was fixed for a second. Yeah, I did get further than I was expecting. But it hasn't been patched. So collision model. Do. Oh, inside the tunnel now. I've just got past the barrier. You know, it's that light in front. That's like that shadow. You see that shadow right in front of me? That just light that's clearly coming from above. But it's not loading in. See, like it's just going away as I get into it. Like it looks like the sunlight there, then it's just disappearing because it hasn't bothered to do shadows properly. It's a quick way to get to the third island, though. Remember I spent all that time, when I was streaming the other day, I was trying to get to the third island over the bridge using the old flying tank method. Didn't need to do that. All I needed to do was drive to that area and fall through the floor, and it would deliver me to the island anyway. The wiggle car to the left and right glitch is on a specific car as far as I know, and I haven't done it myself or replicated it myself. Oh, fucking atrocious, isn't it? the airport. Right. How's the dodo in this version? Let's have a look at the dodo. I was trying to do this last time, but I couldn't get over the bridge because I kept falling through the bridge. How's the dodo doing in this one? Boop. If you don't know, if you don't play GTA 3, there's only one plane and it's missing most of its wings, so you do weird gliding in it. Here's a question. Have they replicated the weird phase-throughable planes? Because there's planes that taxi, but they didn't have air collision models. They just sort of phased through you. Ah, yep, there it is. That's moving. I was worried they got rid of them then. Have they added a collision model to this? I don't mind if they have or haven't. I'm just curious. Oh, thank God they haven't. Oh, thank God. That's just like the original. You know what? I'm happy that they haven't changed that. That's something I don't want them to change. That's something I always remember quite fondly, in that there was just these, like, plane models that just moved. The wheels didn't move. They just sort of moved around. They didn't. This is exactly how it was in the original, to be clear. This is not something that is wrong with the Definitive Edition. This is exactly how the original did it. They haven't removed the cheat codes. They've removed some of the cheat codes, not all of the cheat codes. Okay, let's try it. Let's see how the dodo works. Do I get the fly? Do I get the meters flown thing? Come on. Oh, come on, pull up. Little bitch. Do you think it's intentional they have no collision still? I mean, yeah. To add collision, they would have to have put in work. Oh, there we go. It still counts. Oh, no, it's not intentional. It's not intentionally. They just haven't done anything to it. Because that's how it was in the original, so it's the same as it was in the original. They would have had to actively do something to change it. I got pretty far that time. Now the dodo. God, I hate that wasted screen so much. I cannot express. All three of them have that horrible wasted screen, and I think it's horrible. I hate it. Oh. The checkpoint system in 3 is a bit weird. All the games have an autosave now. In Vice City and San Andreas, the autosave's quite generous. Whereas in this, I've done this mission fully, like 3 times, and every time I restart the game, it hasn't saved. Don't know why. Now I want to go look at the Banshee. Oh, there's definitely people who can play the Dodo Pro. The Dodo's really hard. I always enjoy the Dodo in 3. Come on, just okay. 3GA 3 fucking Sandra sounds new 3. It's not appropriate. Okay. I want to find the, because this does have an actual map I can look at. It's there. It's right there. Oh, it was north. It needs to go north. Northeast. So right, GTA 3 I always remember fondly because it had the prettiest looking car I'd ever seen, and it was the Banshee. Specifically at this car showroom, because the Xbox had really fancy reflections on it, and it looked really fancy. Oh, the wasted screen looks fucking awful, isn't it? Anything that they've had to anything they've had to make an artistic choice on, they've fucked up. Grove Street Games, and that's a problem that they've made. Now, I think it's Rockstar's fault for giving it to them in the first place, but that's definitely a fault of Grove Street Games that they've made, I think, poor artistic choices. Has it actually spawned? Oh, it has. There it is. Right, so. Oh, by the way, that's a weird thing. That's glass. There's a pane of glass here, and there's no pane of glass here. I know they look exactly the same. It's because they haven't really, I was going to say they haven't really put a texture on the glass. They haven't put a texture on the glass at all. Like, there's no real texture on the glass. Anyway, here's a Banshee. Oh, it's shiny. It's still shiny, at least. DJ Grinder! Beats and Grinder! Right. Fuck off. Also, can we appreciate how low res all of those are? I know they look low res on the stream, but that is how low res they actually look in the actual game. Like, for some reason, the radial menus for the radios are all really low res in all the games. So, where's the Banshee? Shiny. Let's look at the original. Now, let's appreciate the original sound effects briefly. GA3 sounds. Like that sound. That. Ah, I love that. It's a good sound. What the fuck are the radio controls in GA3? Oh, it's fucking white and black. See, that's a thing I like that they did. A unified control scheme is good. That's something when they did the Mafia remake. They released the Mafia remake. Mafia 1 they completely remade. And the Mafia 2 and 3 they remastered. But all three of them have a completely different control scheme, which is really fucking annoying. I mean, if you try and play them on order, you play 1, which looks insane, then you play 2, which doesn't look very good, then you play 3, which looks better, and then all three of them control differently, and it's just awkward and shitty. I think there was no glass because you smashed it with your car. Wait, what? What's glass here? Okay, here's the Banshee in this one. Right, so. Oh, look, glass. Oh, look. No glass. Glass. No glass. Glass. Right, Banshee. Look how shiny that boy is. Look how shiny that boy is. Look at it. Shiny. Look at those shiny, nice reflections. I'll be honest, right? This blew my little mind on the Xbox, original Xbox, because look at those fucking fancy dynamic reflections. Look at those fancy boys. Oh, look at those fancy reflections. That's proper dynamic reflections. This was something the Xbox version could do, and it blew my little mind. This is one of those tech demos for the Xbox. Is this car? Isn't that? Look at it. It can do. Look, it can do proper dynamic reflections. Look, a console has reflections. Wow. It looks so shiny. It looks like it's wrapped in chrome. Shiny car. I still don't know. That's quite good. Yeah, look, proper reflections. I can see it reflecting the little things above me. Fancy proper reflections. Look at that. I'm gonna pick Misty up in a fucking rad car. Be like, shit, what? Fucking shiny car. I'm gonna make a shiny car. Blam, shine. Hey, Misty. Get in. Oh, yeah, how does Misty look on the new one? Oh, she looks like shit. I know, I've seen her on the new one. Hi, Misty. Ah! Oh no, my windscreen fell out. Oh. Okay, white. Oh, look, cinematic camera. Isn't that cinematic camera fun? Oh, what's that? Overhead camera if you want to play it like GTA 2. Like, they had this in, so if you were one of those, like, GTA 1 and 2 purists, you could play it like GTA 1 and 2. I don't know why you'd want to, I'll be honest, but you can, and I thought that was charming. It does feel like the natural sort of, I like that. I like that's an option. Thanks, Misty. And then it's opened up. The game's opened up. It's like, oh, side missions and shit. Right. What's next mission? What? God, fuck. You know what? Proper third-person camera. That's a nice addition. That's a basic thing.
Luigi said to give you this, so here, take it.
Thanks, dude.
New high on the street goes by the name of Spank.
Oh, it's very quiet.
Wise guys been introducing this trash to my girls down Portland Harbor. Go and introduce a bat to his face. Then take his car, respray it. I want compensation for this insult.
GA3 is the most game of all of them, I will say. Like, GA2 is just an arcade game, and then GA3 goes, oh, we're trying to be like a more serious arcade game, and then GE San Andreas is like, we're going to be an even more serious arcade game, and Vice City, and then San Andreas is like, we're an RPG now. And then 4 was like, no, we're a really serious game now. And then he realized they'd gone a bit too far, and then they kind of pulled it back for 5. But I think the evolution's really important. Can you play top-down on foot in GTA 3? I think so. Yeah. You can play the entire game, like just like GTA 2 and 1 and 2 if you want. Which, yeah, I'm playing GTA 1. Look at me. Anyway, they got rid of that camera in the definitive edition, because you know the definitive edition's all about removing things, so they got rid of that. Anyway, here's the Banshee. That's really reflective in the original, which is it's shiny in this one, but it's not got any dynamic reflections because, you know, apparently the Switch can't handle that, even though the original fucking Xbox could. So good job, Grove Street Games. And I'm gonna drive down the road and fuck, Jesus Christ! Those frame drops are really fucking bad when you're going at speed. Like, it's fucking awful. And oh, God. Right, oh, God, oh, Jesus. Right, come on, Misty, get in. Hi, Misty. Yeah, that's the, I don't know if you could hear the audio there, but it's the same. It's the same audio as the original, because they couldn't... Jesus Christ. The frame rate makes it really uncontrollable. It's really horrible. But anyway, look, so that's normal view. That's further away view, that's HUD view, and then it's back to normal view. There's no cinematic view, and there's no top-down view, because this is the definitive edition of a game that had those, and that's why they're gone. No? There's also achievements that block the fucking thing at the top left. Thank you. Okay, let's get this thing in again. I will say having it is nice. I hate that. I hate it being in the middle. Why is it still there? No, there's audio. Again, I'm recording the Switch screen. Woo! So the audio is you can't really hear the audio from the Switch's speakers. I've got it as loud as I can, but it's going to be very quiet in the distance. That's why there's not much audio. But you don't basically the audio is exactly the same as it is in the Xbox version. So this is all I can really do to show you that it on the Switch is like. I wanted to show you in handheld mode because it's so much worse in handheld than in dock mode. Where's the blood? Wait, where's the blood? Wait, where's the blood? Oh, wait, hang on. Oh, wait, no, hang on. Where's the blood? Oh, I didn't notice that before. Wait, really? Have they actually gotten rid of the fucking blood? Don't tell me they've actually gotten rid of the fucking blood. There's blood. There's blood. Oh yeah, I'm leaving bloody footprints. There's my bloody footprints. Shoot someone. I don't have a gun. Let's get the gun cheat. GA3 cheats. I can't remember the GA3 cheats. I mean, the same as the thingy, but fuck it. San Andreas has bloody footprints. San Andreas has blood. I know San Andreas has blood because I've noticed the blood. Why does 3 not? Oh, weapons. Right. It's alright. It's alright. GTA 3 codes disabled by the Definitive Edition. Raise wanted level. Lower wanted level. Turn vehicle invisible. Why the fuck is lower and raise wanted level disabled in the Definitive Edition? What? What's that about? Let's try all weapons. Right, that's
Are you for real?
Dude, busy. Right. RT. Problem is, when I search for GTA 3 cheats, it's showing me the fucking Xbox 360 versions now, not the actual original ones, which is confusing. Yeah, I don't know. Some cheats, they said they removed for technical reasons. You know, when it's something like invisible cars, they're going, okay, I can see why, because there might be some technical reason for that because of how they're doing rendering or whatever. But like GTA San Andreas is missing the invincibility cheat, but not the raise and lowered wanted level. But apparently 3 is missing the raise and lowered wanted level, but not invincible. And I'm like, well, hang on a minute. Why is one game missing the cheat and the other game has the cheat? If they're all on the same fucking engine, why? Don't understand. Don't understand. I don't understand. I don't understand. Give me the original cheats, please, darling. Oh my god. I don't want Xbox Series X cheats, please. I want No, not definitive. Oh, fuck me. GTA 3 original Xbox. I mean, they actually tested something. I mean, I don't know if they tested it. Please. Just this one. This is an old article. Oh, it's right. It's black. Okay. Right. Oh, that's okay. Right. That's cleared it up for me. Right. So it's actually, it's black, L black, left down, right up. Left down, right up. There he is. There he is. Right. Let's use a machine. Let's use the. Oh God. I forgot that was how you did aim down scopes. Oh, shot his dick off. Yeah, you know what? That's something I don't miss about GTA 3, I'll be honest. Hey. Wait, shoot. There we go. You didn't have normal third-person aiming like you do in modern games. Shoot the fuckers. Shoot. Yeah, I don't miss that. That's definitely a product of his time. Fucking die, mate. Okay. Good to know. Let's try on the Switch. Before it dies, it's about to. Right. Oh shit, what's the cheat? No, I need to find the Switch cheats. They get confused because black is sometimes assigned to RB and sometimes it's assigned to RT, and I'm always confused with which one it is. Okay, wait. GTA 3 cheats. The mobile versions didn't have cheats in, so I'm kind of pleasantly surprised these versions do. Vice City has no aiming as well. Yeah, it's really annoying. But this is the thing. The definitive editions, this is what I wanted, right? I want proper third-person cameras and proper modern aiming, which is what they've added. Good. That's what they need. Because they're awkward to play otherwise. They're still awkward to play, even with those, but especially without them, they're too awkward. But now, like, they've just done loads of other shit, which is just like, they did loads of stuff they didn't need to do, which just made the game worse. And I'm like, well, what's the point? Why? All weapons, okay. Right. Zeno, L, Zeno, left down, right, up, left down, right, up. Right, what? Yeah. There we go. Right. It's got a weapon wheel now. Oh, there's a weapon wheel. There's the M16 I was using. Oh! Huh. Oh, I wasn't expecting that. It's still doing the old style aiming for that gun. All the other ones have the modern scope, but for the M16, it's still doing the yeah, all right. There's no blood. There's no blood. There's no fucking blood. There's no fucking blood. What the fuck? The definitive edition, my fucking dick. Fucking GTA game where you remove the fucking blood. Oh, it's the definitive edition. By the way, if oh. Huh. Wait, there's a development. I picked up my Switch. I was going to put it in dock mode before to finish. And I put it in sleep and then unslept it briefly. And then when I unslept it, so I'm going to reposition it. I moved it, so I repositioned it. But when I unpaused it, blood appeared in that one guy. And footprints of blood. And it disappeared. What? Why did they appear for one guy? What? Could it be a dock versus undock? I didn't dock it. I didn't dock it. I picked it up. I went, oop, and I picked it up. Oh. We found another bug. So. When I pause and unpause it, look. No blood. Pause. Resume. What? Wait, what? Hang on. There's no blood unless I pause it and then I touch the screen with my finger to resume it. Then the blood appears. The fuck? The fuck is... What the fuck? Wait, if I shoot this... Okay. Pause. Unpause. Doesn't do anything. Pause. Touch it with my finger to resume. Oh, no. What? Wait. I pressed resume, it didn't do anything. I press it. Ah! What the fuck? You think you just have to wait for it? No, I waited for it, but the other ones didn't do anything. Yeah, because look, if I shoot this person, right? It's not super delayed because I'm pausing it. Oh. Shoot that person. There we go. And watch him. Oh, there it is. Why is it so slow? Wait, what? It wasn't happening with the other guys. Oh. It's just really fucking slow. Why was pausing it helping? What? The shit? horrible to shoot with. Yeah, like they bleed immediately in the original. Ow. Ah. That's fucking weird. So, what the? It's alright, we've established that for some reason. If people bleed more slowly now, apparently. Okay. Fine. Right. You've seen how shit the performance is in handheld. Now, that should be enough fucking persuasiveness to never buy it. Like, I bought this so you don't have to. Because I needed to, like, I knew people would do stuff on it, but, like, I don't know, it was one of those things that I needed to try. And I needed to try myself and be like, look at this shit. And show and be like, look at this fucking shit. Dan's been talking about it loads. But, I like to try shit. Otherwise, I can't really talk about it. I don't like to talk about it if I haven't tried it. Has that switched automatically to my Switch yet? No, it hasn't. I want to turn it off. I'm gonna have to press the button. Breaking my input previously. Maybe that's why I unplugged it. I unplugged my. I have a little splitter. I have a little input like thing that lets me change into my inputs. It's my Elgato. And I thought that was why the original was breaking, but apparently it's not now because it's working. I couldn't capture my original Xbox. I couldn't capture my original Xbox a while ago. Okay, there we go. I can switch between them now. Okay, cool. Alright, okay, there's here is the Switch version docked now. Still looks just as shit. Putting it docked has not really done it many favors. Oh yeah, I spent like an hour trying to set up the camera on the Switch. Yeah, they don't have blood splat. They bleed slowly. Yeah, they bleed really slowly. And they also don't have blood splat. You don't notice in the other one. Sorry, I have to... I don't have a remote. I need to get a HDMI splitter with a remote for this exact purpose. I can physically walk around my computer and press a little switch to switch between them. Oh, is that fucked it up? Oh, thank God. Oh, thank God, switching between them is not that actually not that bad. Right, back. Right. Black, oh shit. Black, left, down, right, up. Yeah, left blue. Yeah, I had to change the color temperature on the other one because if I had to, the camera wasn't the best at picking it up. It wasn't the best at picking it up. What's black? Oh, it was black. Oh, black, L, black. Right. Black, L, black. Left, down, right, up. Left, down, right, up. Come on. Black, L, black. Left, down, right, up. Left, down, right, up. I'm gonna have to buy a proper splitter. I'm gonna have to invest in one for this exact graphics comparison thing. Oh, there we go. Yeah, it's black, L, black, left, down, right, up, left, down, right, up. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna switch from the fucking Duke. Because if you think the D-pad and the fucking original Xbox or the Xbox 360 is bad, try the fucking Duke. The Xbox S controllers have the one from 360, but the Dukes have this whole other fucking D-pad, which is the smushiest, horriblest thing in the world. Switch to a proper pad. Right. Black, black, L, black, left, down, right, up, left, down, right, up. Black, black, L, black, left, down, right, up, left, down, right, up. Oh my god, give me a fucking gun. Ah! Black, black, L, black, left, down, right, up, left, down, right, up. Dude, what's this about? Well, thank you, Wally West, Wally West. Have you already done it? Well, yeah, but you can do it again. Black, L, black, left, down, right, up, left, down, up. Yeah. The armor cheat worked. White, black, LR, white, black, Y, X, B, Y, Y, X. That worked. The explode all cars button worked. X, L, B, down, L, R, Y, right, L, A. That's the gore cheat. It says no confirmation. What's the gore cheat do? To make everything even more gory. Oh, that bit of rain on the camera. Rain. Fuck off. Yeah, the camera in this is annoying, but I do appreciate it sort of stylistically of just like switching to the side view and stuff for fighting. Claude, you know what? On the newer version, I don't mind the model of Claude that much. They've gotten rid of a lot of the sharp angles, which I think are very purposeful character decisions. Down, up, left, up, A, R, black, white. Down, up, left, up, A, R, black, white. Black, black, L, black, left, down, right, up, left, down, right, up. Black, R, Y, A, Y, L, up, down. It's all working, come on. I've made pedestrians armed. So maybe when they die, they'll give me a gun. Give me a gun. See, look, yeah, see these little drops of blood. Like, I punch his nose and a little bit of blood comes out his nose. Hey, the new one doesn't seem to have any sort of general blood. Who am I shooting? You. Oh, shit. Oh, God. Oh, shit, what have I done? Uh-oh. Oh, he had Molotovs. That's what he was on with. God, I hate the gunplay in this game. No, don't heal them. Bad, naughty ambulance. Naughty, bad, naughty bad times. I'm actually taking this on like one night. I remember I stayed up for like 50 hours straight. So. Oh, that guy's got an RPG. I think. Oh my god, he does. Give me. And worth it. Worth it. Look at that wasted screen. It's stylized. It says wasted in the proper font at the bottom, and it doesn't make the screen red. And also, look how fucking fast I respawned. The new version reloads the entire fucking world every time you die. So, if I do that, I switch. It's not that seamless, but it works. There we go. I'll be honest, being able to aim properly is very nice. I don't like the little, you know, it does this little highlight when you're actually targeting someone when you've locked on. See that little white outline? That's unnecessary. That's not needed. You just aim at them. You know how I know I'm aiming at them? Because I'm aiming at them. I don't need an outline to show me that I'm aiming at that person. Because the person I'm aiming at is the person my crosshair is over, because I'm aiming at them, and that's how aiming works. It's just... no blood. It's all really late. Where's the fire? Significantly worse. Look how tiny that fire is. You see the fire of the other one, how massive it was. How are the explosions? How are the explosions? Oh, I didn't. There was one explosion. No, I didn't see it. Oh, no, they're okay. Yeah, they're alright. Yeah, they're alright. Oh, I hate that, though. Oh, I hate that wasted screen so much. I hate that wasted screen so much. It looks so shit. Yeah, the fire shit, though. The fire shit in all of them, and San Andreas especially. The outline. The problem I have with the outline is it's unnecessary. And it takes away from the style even more. I will say, by the way, I did, after I did that stream with Dan's stream, because the stream made quite a bit of twiddlies, I reimbursed my cost of this game from the company, because it felt justified at that point. Oh god, even in fucking docked mode, the performance is shit. Like, look how fucking much it just frame skips. Like, it just frame skips and just lags constantly. Not as bad as in handheld, but it's still fucking... Oh. Oh, my right monitor just turned off briefly. How's that fucking shiny boy look in dock mode? It runs quite a bit better in dock mode. But it still runs like shit, is the thing. How the fuck does GTA 3 not hit a constant 30? On any system. Because it hits a constant 30 on the fucking original Xbox. So if it can hit a constant 30 on the original Xbox, it should be able to hit a constant fucking 30 on the fucking Switch. God, that looked a lot worse. Because there's no proper reflections. It just looks shiny. It doesn't actually have reflections. Like the new one. Like the original. You're welcome, MDL. Oh, fucking Jesus. Oh, fuck me. Do you see it? I'm assuming you can see it just fucking chugging. Oh, look at the shadow not keeping up behind me. See that? And the draw distance on cars is really low. See, they just spawn in fucking front of you. Oh, look at the shadow of my bumper at the back. It's just like a trailing. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. Ugh. Oh, that song's still here. That's important. Wah! Oh, God, that fiery shite. God, I hate that. Yeah. San Andreas sound effects. Piece of shit, don't buy it. Don't bother. Just don't do it. This was I mean, we did that stream the other day on Daniel, but this was I wanted to show it in handheld mode, and I wanted to compare it to the originals on the Xbox. And I hope that has illustrated my point even better than the first time. I'll show you Eleanor. It's a good port. It's one of the launch titles for the Switch, actually. It's going to take a while. I'll show that another day. But that was one of the launch titles for the Switch. That was one of the first games that released on the Switch. And it's quite a good port. It runs really well. Even, like... I mean, if we're going to go with, like, GTA likes, even fucking, where is it? S. Even if I go down to fucking Saints Row 3, it's a much newer game. And yeah, the Switch port isn't very good. But compared to fucking Vice City, compared to those 3 GTA fucking versions, it's a fucking, yeah, oh my god, it's like the best port I've ever seen compared to those. Yeah, it's me. Cummy boy. Yeah, I know, it's me, Cummy boy. How many times? You're alright. No, I had to press back. Oh, I was pressing B, not A. Because, yeah, some games subscribe to... Yeah, it's fine. The console layout changes on the Switch. Some games go with the, layout parity to the Xbox controller, where they'll keep the exact same layout. So, like, where, you know, instead of Y will be X, so it'll be the top button, bottom button, it'll be like that. Where some games keep parity with the actual lettering system. Saints Row keeps parity with the lettering system, not the layout. But every game does it a bit differently, it confuses me. And I get constantly thrown around. The Witcher 3, when it first launched, it kept parity with the button, the actual button letters. And then I got used to it, and then they added in a patch, they added the ability to have an all-star control scheme, which kept parity with the layout, but I'd already gotten used to the fucking different control scheme by then, so I gave up. So, like, this is Saints Row 3, right? Which, not a good port. I'm gonna say it, not very good. Not great. Perfectly playable. Perfectly playable. Not good, perfectly playable. Doesn't run great. Doesn't run great, but, you know, it's fine. It actually runs a bit better in handheld mode. It's one of those games that runs a bit better in handheld mode. But again, this is a much newer game than San Andreas or 3 or any of them. You know. Oh, that's the wrong guy. Go. Drive. Tank controls. There we go.
The Saints will always win.
See, like... This runs better than those GTA ports, and it looks better. You notice how it's not running great, but it's stable. You know? It looks like I remember the 360 version looking. Maybe a bit better. Like what? How the fuck do you fuck up San Andreas? The bare fucking minimum. The bare fucking minimum. Like... Oh, I forgot I could fly in cars. Oh, that's cute. God, Saints Row is a good game. That's cute. Flatten. Excellent. See, it's not frame dropping. It's solid. Solid. Feels maybe like 28, 29. But solid. Stable as a rock. When it released, it wasn't, but it's stable as a rock now.
I can take a few more.
Loads can be going on. There could be loads of defamation going on. Loads of shit going on in the background. Stable. Newer game. Same genre. This is my whole thing. Right? I keep seeing people constantly being like, oh, well, the Switch isn't very powerful. I don't give a... It's GTA fucking 3! Saints Row 3 runs fine. Saints Row 4 runs fine. Alienware runs fine. The Witcher 3 runs fine. Dying Light runs fine. There is no excuse for GTA 3 not to run fine. Absolutely none. Ever. It's a 20-year-old game. 20-year-old game. It's a 20-year-old game. I don't care that they ported it to Unreal. That was a waste of time. It looks worse now. They've ported it and it looks worse. And it runs worse on every single system. Because keep in mind, it runs bad on everything, not just the Switch. The only way to get a stable 60 is to run the PS4 Pro version in performance mode on the PS5. The PS5 can't even hit 60 on the PS5 version. Even in performance mode, can't hit solid 60. Average is about 40 on the PS5. And the Switch version, which looks like shit, just can't even hit 30. Absolutely fucking atrocious. Genuinely, it's one of the most egregious examples I've seen of a terrible port ever. And what makes it worse is it's of those 3 games. Because it's not just like a random little, like, second-tier game. It's... Like, Vice City and San Andreas are, like, two of the best games ever made, period. San Andreas is my favorite game of all time. I think it's one of the best games ever made. Vice City is one of the best games ever made. GTA 3 is one of the most influential games ever made. These aren't small games. These aren't historically irrelevant games. These aren't little side games. These are, like, the biggest games ever fucking made. Like, and you just fuck them. Absolutely fuck them. You know, I've got a lot of games on the fucking Switch. I've got a lot of 360 games on the Switch. Right? Dark Souls runs fine. Dark Souls runs fine. Hell, Mortal Kombat 11 runs fine. It looks like shit, but it runs at 60. Because they prioritized it running well, even if it looked like shit. Which is fine. It's a fighting game. Doom 3 runs fine. Like... Everything runs fine. Gang Beasts runs fine. Hades runs great. Hot Wheels Unleashed runs fine. Hyrule Warriors runs fine. LA Noire runs fine. Minecraft runs fine. Oh, yeah. Everything runs fine. Yeah, aside from GTA 3. Hell, Overwatch even runs fine. Which I don't recommend buying because fucking Blizzard, but... Yeah. Payday runs fine. Payday 2 runs fine. Fucking... Quake runs great. Quake has graphics options. Red Faction Guerrilla runs great. Fucking Resident Evil 4 runs good. Fucking... Literally. I absolutely cannot stand the argument, oh, the Switch is underpowered. It's not fucking Red Dead Redemption 2, is it? And related to that, you know SnowRunner, that game that looks like Red Dead Redemption 2, that runs on the Switch. And you know what? Runs fine. Runs fine. Runs fine. Because it was ported properly. By a competent developer who had time and money. And not by Rockstar, a fucking lazy, greedy piece of shit developer. Who still follows me on Twitter for some fucking reason. Like... Let's just go into... Sure, fuck it. Red Faction Guerrilla. Again, there's so many 360 era games on the Switch which run great. And lest we forget, GTA San Andreas is a PS2 game. Here's Red Faction Guerrilla running fine. Because it's an Xbox 360 game, of course it would run fine on a fucking Switch. Because the Switch is more powerful than an Xbox 360. And it's running at a lower resolution than an Xbox 360. So of course it runs fucking fine. Why wouldn't it run fine? It'd be ridiculous if it didn't. Like... Absolutely fucking scandalous. Like, I can't get over it. I genuinely can't. I'm constantly annoyed. And I will never not be angry about it. And I don't think there's anything they can do to recover. People are saying, oh, maybe they'll patch them to be better. I don't think they can. Inherently, from the start of their production process, they fucked up. Like, you cannot... There is only so much you can polish a turd, and they have started from something, like, bad. They've started from a bad port. They've started from a version which removes things. What are you going to do? Hell, even moving it to Unreal is just bad, because the art style's fucking missing. What are you going to do? There's no way to fix it unless you completely scrap the entire port and then redo it from scratch. And they're not going to do that, are they? There is no fixing that. None whatsoever. There is no fixing it. Like, there is no fixing it at all. Fucking Subnautica runs fine on the Switch. SnowRunner runs grand. Runs grand. Sniper Elite 2 runs grand. Knight of the Republic runs fine. Spyro Crash runs fine. Absolutely, absolutely. Unacceptable. And an absolutely fucking tragic legacy for some of the best and most influential games ever made. I'm so angry at Rockstar. It's not even about being disappointed, right? Because, like, I've got the originals. I own San Andreas like 30 times. Like, I can play the originals happily on the original Xbox. I'm grand. I can play all PC versions. I've got them on Android and iOS. I've got the Xbox 360 versions. Like, there's a billion other versions I can play. I just hate that that's the legacy they've done for them. So many other developers really respect their back catalogue and would put the work in and the time and the resources in to really... Again, Mafia 1. Oh my god, they put so much work into remaking that game. And Mafia 1's an influential game, but fuck, it doesn't know where near the level of GTA 3. And they didn't even bother. They were like, oh, here's a fucking... Give it to a team of 10 people who've never actually made a game from scratch before. And don't really have an art design team. Like, awful. And we're gonna go, because I'm gonna throw it, and I'm tired. I was gonna do that tonight, but I'd set up the camera, I went, fuck it. I don't want to undo it. Fuck it. Do not ever buy those fucking GTA ports. So help me God, do not fucking buy them. Especially on the fucking Switch. Jesus Christ. And I'm especially annoyed about it, because I've always wanted to play them on the fucking Switch. Ever since I got a Switch, I've wanted to play San Andreas on it. Because it's an easy fucking game. It's on everything else, and it runs fine. And they finally bring it to the Switch, and it somehow is a piece of shit. Awful. Wasn't Mafia 1 for GTA 3? I can't remember. I think so. No, the Xbox 360 port was nowhere near as bad as that one. It wasn't good, but it's nowhere near as bad as this version. This is the whole thing. This is another level of fuck up. This isn't just like a shitty, generalized shitty port. This is a full-on... this is like a Cyberpunk level fuck up. Cyberpunk level fuck up. Worse than Cyberpunk, because it's not just a game that was hyped, it's a game that's already respected. How do you take a game that people already love and then fuck it up? You know. Awful. Absolutely awful. 360 port was also off the mobile version. Yep. It's almost like that mobile version's a piece of shit. And Ghost Ship Games shouldn't be given this much fucking work because they have not produced good content like this previously. And for a mobile port, whatever. It's for fucking mobile, whatever. This is a whole different kettle of fish, and they shouldn't have fucking been given it. They shouldn't have been given it. You know, regardless of how responsible they are clearly not capable, and they've gone into the resources to do it, and Rockstar shouldn't have given it to them. They should have done it in-house. They should have spent the money and time on it. Awful. Absolutely awful. If you want to play these games, what I would recommend is that you buy a disc. But buy a PS2 disc. Or an easier option is to buy the original Xbox versions. Because you can play them on an Xbox 360 or an Xbox One or even an Xbox Series X. You can play the original Xbox discs on any of them. Like if you have any Xbox at all that has a disc drive, buy the original Xbox version from somewhere. You can get it from CEX for like £1, and it will play on it, and it'll run great, and it'll have all the original songs on. Like, you know, why to pirate them? Because honestly, I don't think the PC version's worth it. The thing is, the PC version, the version that added the support for the 360 controller was the one that removed the fucking songs. So either you've got to go to a version that didn't support 1080p and an Xbox 360 controller but has the songs, or get the 360 1080p version that doesn't have the songs, or get the older version and mod them in. All that's a faff. Just buy the fucking Xbox version. It's grand. It's grand. Play, I say, you can get, if you have any version of Xbox, literally any of them. Original Xbox 360, Xbox One, Xbox One S, Xbox One S, Series S, Series X. Well, not Series S because it doesn't have a disc drive, but any of the others, get them cheap. Oh yeah, you can mod the PC version. It's just a faff. If you don't want the faff, if you just want to buy the game and play it with a controller, get an Xbox version. I just play it on one of the Xboxes. Easy peasy. Easy fucking peasy. Grand, innit? Grand. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna throw it. Is there anyone streaming? I can raid. That isn't Chicken Channel. There is Chicken Channel streaming this time. Who answers? It's just a chicken channel. Fuck it, I'm not gonna. The thingy stream is the stream I did with Daniel the other day will be up on the Nerky Live channel like tonight at some point. There's a copyright claim, unsurprisingly. From all the songs, that's grand. It's processing. I'll be up there. I'm gonna go. Thanks for coming for my shit show. Back to stream at some point regularly whenever the fuck I'm not. Bye. Fuck it. Bye. My throat really hurts. Bye.